Hello again and welcome. Good morning. Welcome to a new class number 840. And I'm going to do the translation booklet, page 346. 346, list number 13. And it's interesting that this list, every sentence contains the verb to get. Some of my Spanish students are terrified of get. All right, well, we will try to help you reduce your anxiety. Number 1, page 346. Me estoy cansando de hacer listas. I'm tired of making lists or doing lists. Making lists or doing lists? It depends. I make the lists and you do the lists. You buy the book and you do the lists. I make the list. Claro, yo fabrico las listas. Yo hago las listas. Los elaboro. Las elaboro. The lists. I make the lists in order for you to do the lists. Okay? So, yo estoy cansado de crear listas, digamos. I'm tired of making lists. I'm getting tired. Me estoy cansando. No es que esté cansado, pero estoy en el fase de. Me estoy cansando. I'm getting tired of making lists. Me estoy acostumbrando a ello. I'm getting used to it. Fíjate que pongo a ello aquí a propósito. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to it. Me voy a casar pronto. I'm going to get married soon. Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are going to chime. Ding dong, the bells are going to chime. Chime is repicar. Claro. Las campanas pueden doblar. Boom, boom. Y también pueden repicar. Yeah. It's happy when repican. Perhaps sad cuando doblan. ¿Por quién doblan las campanas? All right. Yeah. Pero me voy a casar pronto. I'm going to get married. To get married soon. Not true, by the way. Bájate del coche. Bájese del coche. Get out of the car, please. Get out of the car. Get out of the car, please. Bájese del autobús, por favor. Get off the bus. Get out of the car. Get off the bus. Yeah. Get out of the car. You see, a car, in order to enter a car, you have to get into the car. Meterse en el coche. Entonces, salir es como desmeterse, is to get out of, to get into, to get out of. Pero un autobús, but a bus, es una plataforma que se mueve, and you get off. You get off. You get off the bus. Get off. You get on. Es una plataforma cubierta, moving. You get off the bus. You get on the bus. Now, a car, you get into the car and you get out of the car. So, bájese del coche is get out of the car. Bájese del autobús is get off. Get off the bus. Get off the bus. And I'm going to put the pencils back where they belong. Otra vez donde pertenecen. I'm going to put the pencils back where they belong. I'm going to put the pencils back where they belong. And where do they belong? They belong in the cup. Which cup? ¿Cómo que which cup? ¿Cómo se dice cómo que? What do you mean, which cup? There's only one. What do you mean? ¿Qué quieres decir con qué? Con cuál? There's only one. This one, the musical cup. All right. So, bájese del coche, get out of the car. Bájese del autobús, get off the bus. Súbase al coche. Get into the car. Get into the car, get in the car. So, nos comemos el tú aquí mucho. Get in the car, get into the car. Enfermé durante el viaje. Wow. I got sick. Siempre con get aquí. I got sick during the trip. I got ill during the trip, or I fell ill. Con ill, puedes caer enfermo, to fall ill. Pero no decimos to fall sick, to get sick. Now, to get sick is very common. To get sick. Me voy a poner enfermo con esto, figurado. Oh, qué asco. I'm going to get sick. Oh, lo que está. Hoy en día la gente joven, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to get sick. Richard, every generation is different. Enfermé. I got sick during the trip. Llegué de vuelta anoche. I got back last night. I went to Barcelona in the morning. I had a business meeting there. And I came back by train, and I got back at midnight. I got back. To come back is venir de regreso. To get back is llegar de regreso. Yeah, to go and to come. To go, to come back, to go back, to come back. For example, this blue pencil lives, this is Madrid and this is Barcelona. All right, now the blue pencil is going to Barcelona and spend some time. And then the following day, it goes back. Desde mi punto de vista, que yo estoy en Zaragoza. So it's ni come no entra aquí. Goes back to Madrid. And then the following day, it goes back to Barcelona, and then it goes back. Now, if I live in Madrid, all right, the pencil goes to Barcelona, and then comes back, and then goes back, and then comes back. Now, the first time it gets to Barcelona at 11 o'clock in the morning. And it comes back to Madrid in the afternoon, and it gets back. It comes back, and it gets back to Madrid at 11 p.m., 11 at night. It's strange to me. I've been teaching English. I've been teaching English for 49 years. And still today, people ask me about the difference between go back and come back. ¿Será posible? ¿Cuál es la diferencia? Mira, es que no entiendo. ¿Cuándo tengo que usar go back y cuándo come back? ¿Cuál es la diferencia de ir y venir? Ir es para allá, venir para acá, ¿no? O sea, go back es volver yendo para allá y come back es venir, volver a venir para acá. All right. So come back and go back. Get back es llegar otra vez de regreso. To get back. Get back. Me levanté temprano. I got up early. I got up early. Él se desanimó. He got discouraged. Oh, why? I don't know. He gets discouraged often. Yes. He doesn't have much self-confidence. He's not a self-confident person. He gets discouraged easily. Yeah, and yesterday he got discouraged. Oscurece pronto en invierno. It gets dark. What time does it get dark in Madrid? Well, what time does it get dark in Vigo? In late June. Or hacia finales de junio. Yeah. What time does it get dark? In Vigo, it gets dark around 11 o'clock at night. Now, it's interesting. From Vigo, you can go to Brindisi in Italy. It's the same time. It gets dark at 9 o'clock. And it gets dark at 11 o'clock. And it's the same time zone. Spain is 2 hours ahead of the sun in the summer. All right, but in the winter, oscurece pronto, it gets dark, to get dark. It gets dark early in the winter. Okay, el agua se pone caliente cuando la hierves. Okay. Water gets hot when you boil it. When you boil water, it gets hot. Yeah, se vuelve caliente, se hace caliente, it gets hot. Water gets hot, se pone caliente, when you boil it. No te enfades. Don't get angry. Come on, don't get mad. Mad como enfadado, no como loco. Don't get mad. Don't get angry. Don't get mad at me. I'm only the piano player. Don't get angry with me. Angry with, mad at. Se dice más, en Estados Unidos se dice más mad. Don't get mad at me. Why are you getting mad at me? No te pongas triste. Don't get sad. Don't get sad and blue. Don't get sad. Me perdí en esa parte de la ciudad. I got lost in that part of the city. In Madrid, I have only gotten lost twice in my life. And both times in Carabanchel. In my car, many years ago. And once in the center of Seville with a car, a rented car. I had a rented car. And I needed to return the car to the car rental agency. And the office of the car rental agency was in the center of Seville where there are 1,000 streets. Es un laberinto. And all of the streets are sentido contrario. So, no. Okay, I need to go here. Whoa, I could see, sometimes I could see the car rental agency. How do I get there? and finally I gave up. I parked the car and I walked 2 blocks maybe to the car rental agency. And look, I'm trying to come here, but I can't find the what's the trick? And he says, don't worry, give me the keys. Huh? And so he went, the employee, to get the car and to take it, to bring it in. It was incredible. I mean, I spent 20 minutes trying to reach that silly car rental agency. All right. Me perdí en esa parte de la ciudad. I got lost. To get lost. Se vistieron para la fiesta. They got dressed. They got dressed for the party. They got dressed. It was a costume party. Ah, yeah. Yes, costume. Escrito. Costume is disfraces. Una fiesta de disfraces. It was a costume party. And they got dressed for the party. All right. Se está nublando. It's getting cloudy. Yes, it's going to rain. It's getting cloudy. Si sales ahora te mojarás. If you go out now, you'll get wet. You don't have an umbrella. Yeah. If you go out and it's raining cats and dogs, wow. It's really coming down. Los británicos, it's tipping, tip como escorar un poco. It's tipping down rain. Tip, como la punta de un lápiz, tip. Propina, tip. Tip también un consejito. Yeah, it's tipping down rain. It's tipping down. Tip también es cuando se escora un barco. The tipping point, hay un punto donde entra todo el agua y boom. Boom. That's called the tipping point. It's tipping down rain. It's pouring down. It's pouring down rain. A torrential downpour. Downpour. Yeah. Un vertido torrencial, se dice. A torrential downpour. It's raining cats and dogs. Okay, siempre gatos primero. ¿Eh? It's raining cats and dogs. All right. Tu salud está empeorando. Your health is getting worse. Your health is getting better. Your English is getting better. It's not getting worse. My English is getting worse because I'm getting old. Okay. As you get older, you lose motor skills, capacidades motrices o motoras. Yeah. As you get older, conforme te haces más mayor, you start losing motor skills. The ability to speak with high resolution. You know, it's interesting now. To speak Spanish phonetically well is more difficult for me now than 20 years ago. My Spanish was better. My diction and my delivery was better 20, 30 years ago than today. All right. So, but maybe my expressiveness is better today because I'm, se supone, más sabio, no? I'm supposedly wiser, but I'm not so sure. Okay, tu inglés está empeorando. Tu inglés está mejorando. Your English is getting better. Tu salud está empeorando. Your health is getting worse, but your English is getting better. Llegué a casa muy tarde. I got home very late to get. I got home very late. El perro se soltó. Yeah, the dog got loose. Yes, the dog got loose. Yes. Der Bürgermeister's Hund ist los. En alemán. El perro del alcalde se ha soltado. Yes, it's interesting. That's the only sin. My father died. My father didn't speak German. But he knew that sentence. He knew the sentence, el perro del alcalde se ha soltado. I don't know it. Der Bürgermeister Hund ist los. Hound, ist los. And every time he got into a taxi in Germany, he said to the taxi driver, der Bürgermeister, the taxi driver says, this guy's crazy. All right. But it's the only sentence he knew. You know, I remember when I was 8 years old, I learned two expressions in Spanish. I didn't know Spanish, cero español, but I knew la primavera, the spring. And I learned muchas veces. And so I said, muchas veces en la primavera, muchas veces en la primavera. I don't know. So I learned that. That was the first thing I learned in Spanish. All right. Okay. Las cosas se están poniendo difíciles. Things are getting difficult, no? Yeah, things are getting difficult in life. Yeah, el aceite, well, the price of olive oil, the price of everything. The prices are going up, skyrocketing. Wow, my God. What are we going to do? Yeah, things are getting difficult. Things are getting expensive. Life isn't the same. All right, y por último, and finally, ellos se llevan muy bien. They get along well. They get along very well. Martin and I get along. ¿A que sí? Nos llevamos bien, no? We never have fights, never. Yeah. We get along. El well sobra, se entiende. We get along. Nos llevamos. O sea, el bien sobra en inglés. Martin y yo nos llevamos. Okay, Martin and I get along. You and I get along too. I get along with you, and you get along with me. We get along fine. We get along with each other. With each other también es redundante, se entiende. We get along with each other very, very well. All right. Vocabulary. Yeah. I'll prepare the bookmarker for my next program. Okay. So someday we'll finish this book. But this one, yeah, we still have quite a few pages left. Nos quedan bastantes. We still have quite a few pages left. Vocabulary, list number 21 on page 183. Are you ready? Consejo, asesoramiento, advice. Hoy necesito un consejo, necesito tu consejo. I need your advice. Oye, ¿me puedes dar un consejo? Can you give me some advice? Algo de asesoramiento, literalmente. Can you give me some advice? Con calzador, si quieres, puedes decir a piece of advice. Bueno, se dice a veces, let me give you a piece of advice. Déjame que te dé un consejo, chico. Let me give you a piece of advice. Un trozo de asesoramiento. Let me give you a piece of advice. Pero se dice 1000 veces más, let me give you some advice. Let me give you some advice. Don't become obsessed with the advanced vocabulary. Don't become obsessed with vocabulary. It's secondary. It's not a priority in learning a language well. Don't become obsessed. Let me give you some advice. Let me give you some advice. Advice, con C, es consejo. O consejos. Te voy a dar unos consejos. En inglés, unos consejos es some advice, en singular. No existe advices, por favor. Sometimes I see people write advices. Oh, suena fatal. Advices. Advice. Let me give you some advice. Let me give you some advice. A expensas de, at the expense of. A expensas de esto, well, yes, in detrimento de eso. At the expense of that, in detriment of that, yes, at the expense of. Lista de verificación. Lista de verificación. A checklist. Hoy en día se dice en español, no tengo preparado un checklist. Lo has oído, ¿no? Checklist. Check. A check. By the way, a check. Bueno, check has other meanings. Check también es jaque, como jaque mate. Check. Check. Yeah, I'm going to put this here. All right. That's, for this symbol, we say check. Sometimes we say an X, put an X or a check. If it's wrong, put an X. If it's right, put a check. Now, checklist is una cosa, you know, you're checking every element, you see. So for this class, Marta has a checklist. Marta has a checklist when she comes here. The lights first, then the books in the proper place, the pencils in the place. That's checklist. Pencils, lights, check. Yeah, Richard, checklist. Richard, checklist. All right, makeup, microphone. She forgot the microphone. Yeah. It's funny. This class, no, but the class yesterday, I started speaking. I said, good morning and welcome to class number 839, the previous one, not 800, this is 840, 839. And I began teaching used to. And for about 2 minutes, y estaba en racha. And Mark says, para. I said, bien empezó, very, very well. And why? Because she forgot to attach this microphone. It was hanging, colgando aquí. And so those brilliant 2 minutes are lost forever. Bueno, tú puedes recuperarlos, ¿no? They are lost, but for the moment, they're only for Marta and me, but they are lost forever. 2 minutes of absolute brilliance. And then, when we started again, it wasn't the same. Instead of used to, I started teaching to get used to. All right, and to be used to. All right. In any case, ¿dónde estoy? Where am I? Where am I? I've lost my place. Lista de verificación, checklist. Okay. Costoso, costly. Expensive. Expensive is caro. Costly es costoso en el sentido de que va a ser si tomas esta decisión, puede acabar siendo muy costosa la decisión. Costando mucho en esfuerzo y en problemas, it's costly. It's very costly. Ahora, para un objeto, this is a very expensive pen. All right, expensive. Decepcionado, disappointed. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed with the situation. In people, decepcionado contigo, it's in. Con ella, con in. Decepcionado por un resultado is disappointed with. But don't worry. If you confuse them, it's no problem. I'm disappointed in the result. No pasa nada. Ni se entera la gente. But it's with. All right. Disappointed. Yeah. No me decepciones. Don't disappoint me. Yeah. Don't let me down. I'm disappointed. De vez en cuando. Every now and then. Oh. As usual, there are 5 ways. De vez en cuando. De cuando en cuando. Every now and then. Every so often. From time to time. Every once in a while. And occasionally. You remember? Which one do I use the most? I think I use occasionally when I teach. But when I'm speaking, naturally with other native speakers, every once in a while, que es el más complicado. Para estudiantes del inglés. Every once in a while, every once in a while, every once in a while. Every so often, every now and then, from time to time. I recommend for you from time to time. It's easy to remember and easy to say. All right, pero aquí dice every now and then. Brecha, laguna, gap, un gap. There's a gap. Some people have a gap between their front teeth. ¿Tú tienes una? No? No. She's showing her teeth. She doesn't have a gap. Sometimes, depending on the gap, sometimes it's attractive. Sometimes to have a gap. If it's too much, no. But a little tiny gap is interesting, right? To have, especially in a female. Maybe in a male, I don't know, but they have a small gap. Los británicos para un año escolar tipo Erasmus, donde se llama gap year, porque es el penúltimo año, no último. A gap year. All right, gap. There's a gap, una brecha, una abertura, etc. There's a gap. See you tomorrow.